about this school. It used to be Dainford School. But all my mates used to go, I look at it now, I don't even recognise the place. And all the people I used to know have all run away.
Are we talking about decorations or architecture?
But architects.
Well, what do you mean you don't recognise your own street?
I don't recognise walking up and down. I do not know anyone here.
In a world where political outrage often hides behind polished talking points, sometimes all it takes is one calm question to expose everything. What you're about to hear isn't just a radio argument. It's the sound of a narrative collapsing in real time. Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Now picture this. A caller phones in, full of confidence, ready to repeat what's become one of the oldest tricks in the book, the anti-immigrant dog whistle. You've probably heard it before. The carefully coded phrases about not recognizing the neighborhood anymore, or things changing too fast. It's the kind of rhetoric that sounds harmless until you start unpacking what it really means. And that's exactly what happens in this call. Because today, that polished script, the same one you've heard echoed by senior conservatives like Robert Jenrick and KT Lamb, finally meets its match. Only this time, it isn't coming from a podium or a campaign interview. It's coming from an ordinary man on the phone who thinks he can say the quiet part out loud and get away with it. But he's about to learn the hard way that James O'Brien doesn't play along with coded prejudice. He doesn't let dog whistles pass as concerns. He questions them, calmly, directly, relentlessly. And that one simple act of asking, "What do you mean by that?" is all it takes to make the caller's confidence collapse into chaos. So let's dive in. Watch closely, because this isn't just a heated exchange. It's a masterclass in exposing the language of division for what it really is.
Just say the bit about me being racist against the indigenous people of this country, will you? Because I haven't heard that for years.
No, you're clever talking on the end of the phone, the way you talk.
Yeah.
You won't listen to nobody.
No, I'm listening to you. Tell me that I'm racist.
You just said to a fella, your world at 48 and his world at 38, a million miles apart.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you, my world and your world don't ever come together. And you know why he won by 80?
But here you are talking to me.
Because he won by 80. No, you can't be cocky with me. I'm
not. I'm just pointing out that we've come together. You're now talking to me.
When you keep on saying about all the people that run the country,
yes,
you work for one of the biggest racketeers in the world. Let alone, oh yeah, you make me laugh. You don't know the facts of life, my friend.
Well, go on, educate me, John. Educate me.
What?
I said educate me.
Educate you? You couldn't get educated because you've got a vision one way.
Yeah, go on. Tell me what I need to know.
Any other way, but the way you want to see it.
Tell me what I need to know.
Unfortunately, I live in Bethnal Green. I go down Bethnal Green Road.
Yes.
Old Bethnal Green. Where the academy was, where you keep talking about this school. It used to be Dainford School. But all my mates used to go, I look at it now, I don't even recognise the place. And all the people I used to know have all run away.
Are we talking about decorations or architecture?
But architects.
Well, what do you mean you don't recognise your own street?
I don't recognise walking up and down. I do not know anyone here.
Okay.
I don't know a soul here anymore.
Have you tried being friendlier?
Whitechapel. What?
Have you tried being friendlier?
Be friendly.
Because you sound quite rude and angry to me.
Listen, rude and angry.
There's an echo. There's an echo on the line. Is there an echo at your end?
What?
Is there an echo at your end?
No.
What?
No.
Who?
So you're cocky. You're too cocky for your own good.
Oh, that's enough cocky,
you're
Tom.
a right flesh, no good slag.
That's me, mate.
And you get away with it because you can keep demeaning people on the end of the phone.
Who's demeaning you today, John?
You demean everybody.
How am I demeaning you, John?
Older people. You talk about the older people as if they're all lumps of garbage.
No, but the problem is I don't, John.
You run them down.
Mate, you're on the radio calling someone a slag, claiming that he's rude. But you're claiming I'm the rude one, John.
Well, I don't give a monkey if you think I'm rude. I'm a real person. I'm not one of the.
Well, I'm not a robot, John. Anyway, good luck recognising things today when you go out. All right, I wish you well. All right, I really do. I'm sorry you're so angry. I wish you could work out why, but there are sort of slight limits on how much rope I'm allowed to hang out while we're 2 minutes late for the news.
All right, let's break down exactly what we just witnessed, because that wasn't just a heated argument. That was the complete unraveling of a coded narrative. the kind of subtle, quiet prejudice that only survives in the dark. The moment it was pulled into the light, it fell apart instantly. The caller, John, began with one of those familiar, deceptively innocent lines. "I don't recognize my own street anymore." It sounds nostalgic at first, maybe even sad, until you realize what it really implies. It's not about buildings or traffic lights. It's about people. It's the unspoken message that the presence of new faces, new cultures, somehow means the loss of the real Britain. And that's the heart of the dog whistle. It's designed to sound harmless enough to avoid scrutiny, yet clear enough to those who share the sentiment. But James O'Brien didn't let it slip through. He did what very few commentators dare to do on live radio. He asked, "What do you mean by that?" That single question, delivered calmly, stripped the statement of its protective layer. Suddenly, the caller had nowhere to hide, no rehearsed lines, no shield of polite ambiguity, just his own raw frustration and confusion. And that's when it all started to fall apart. Because this was never really about lampposts, architecture, or local schools. It was about identity. About a man who feels the world has moved on without him. And rather than reflect on why he feels that way, he blames those who look or sound different. When his worldview is questioned, he doesn't debate, he explodes. You can hear the shift. When logic runs out, anger takes over. His voice rises, his insults come out, and he accuses James of being rude or condescending. The same defense we've heard time and again from people who confuse being challenged with being attacked. It's projection in real time, calling someone demeaning because you can't defend your own prejudice. James's response, though, is masterful. He doesn't match the rage, he doesn't mock. He simply lets the silence and the caller's own words do the damage. It's calm, surgical, and devastating. By the end of the call, the illusion has collapsed. The anti-immigrant concern has revealed itself for what it is. A fragile story built on fear, resentment, and repetition. And here's the bigger picture. This isn't just one angry man on a phone line. It's a reflection of a wider narrative being fed to millions. When senior figures like Robert Jenrick talk about not seeing a white face in Anserth, or when columnists like K.T. Lamb write about making Britain culturally coherent, they're running the same script, only with cleaner language and professional polish. They sell the same division in nicer packaging. This call, raw and unfiltered, shows what happens when that polished rhetoric lands in the real world. It turns people into echo chambers of anger, citizens repeating political slogans as if they were personal experiences. And that's the tragedy. These aren't villains. They're victims of manipulation. James exposed that with patience, reason, and restraint. He didn't just win an argument, he revealed how fragile hate really is when it's confronted with truth. But if there's one takeaway here, it's this. This kind of anger is spreading. It's growing louder, more normalized, more dangerous. And unless we keep challenging it, calmly, consistently, and publicly, that narrative will keep breeding division. The media machine pushing figures like Nigel Farage closer to Downing Street thrives on that division. And if we want a country that stands on truth instead of fear, that cycle has to be broken. Not with more shouting, but with exposure, empathy, and accountability. So the next time you hear someone say, "I don't recognize this country anymore," ask them, gently, what they really mean. Because that question alone might just reveal everything.